This conference will now be recorded.
We are going to record this so that anybody who can attend will have the opportunity. I'd like to first introduce Don Freeman from Werner, Eric Miller from Werner Fall Protection, and Chris Vinson from Climbtech. You'll hear from them in a couple of minutes. As you know from the emails we sent out following the acquisition of Climbtech, Werner really wanted to take some time to provide you with an overview of the rollout plans for the product line and a brief product demo. I'm not hearing a whole lot of background noise at this point, so I'm not going to mute everybody. But if we start to get some background noise, I may do that, and then just if you have a question along the way, unmute yourself and
all that stuff.
Take the question then. With that said, I'm going to turn it over to Don. Don, you want to take it
thanks,
over?
Yeah, absolutely. Appreciate it. And hey, thanks everyone for joining. We absolutely appreciate the time, and we will make sure it's efficient, on time, and well worth your while. First of all, I wanted to say how excited we are to become a fall protection preferred supplier. I think Kevin and Bill share that we're one of the few, maybe the only, that has that preferred supplier status across 3 categories. So we're honored and humbled by that. We appreciate it, and we want to thank the group for that. It means a lot to us, and we believe that we've earned that recognition over the work that we've done, the partnership that we have with you. In line with that, we've also established a very rich rebate program for this year, and that rebate will essentially, if targets are achieved at the max level, double the rebate that we have in place from 5 to 10%. And that rebate also, whatever you guys get this year as an Evergreen Marketing Group, will be locked for 2022. So this year is a really meaningful year for our partnership, and we're looking forward to working very closely with you to help grow that business. The Climbtech acquisition is included in that number. So not that it's free money, but it certainly helps us to get to those different milestones. If you have any questions on the details of the program, reach out to me directly, reach out to your regional vice president, your agent, whoever it may be. We are happy to walk you through that. The last thing I'll just comment on before I hand it over to Eric, our organization is dedicated to this category. And of all the categories that we are looking at, it's not to say that we're not paying a lot of attention to the others. We absolutely are. We're focused on product launch and innovation. But this category is special to us because we don't have the 50–60% market share. There's a lot of opportunity for us to grow together within this category and do it profitably and do it in a meaningful way that will mutually benefit both of our groups. The acquisition of Climbtech was another step in the right direction. We're looking at additional acquisitions as well, but this was a really positive step for the business. And I think as you start to see, and you probably heard some of this, what our strategy is, Eric's going to walk you through that. Why did we do this? Why did we acquire Climbtech, a company that may not be known as the brand, but it's a relevant platform in the marketplace. So with that, I'm going to hand it over to Eric just to give you a little bit more insight into the acquisition. Again, thank you to everybody for all the support, and we look forward to working with you and growing this category.
Hey everybody, thanks Don. I think last time I was with you all, I was demoing harnesses in my basement. I'm now in my office, but excited to talk about the Climbtech acquisition and what that's going to mean for us. So I'm gonna walk you through just some of the communication, the commercialization that we've got planned with it, and then I'm going to turn it over to Chris Vinson here in a minute, who's our Director of Business Development here, and he's going to be a little bit more hands-on with the product themselves and show you, walk through the line and everything that's there. Personally, I've been a customer of Climbtech's for a long time, and know the guys, know them well. We've been friends. So number one, I'm excited to have them as part of our team. And there's going to be a lot we're going to be able to do in terms of developing products for the future. Initially, and really the key item right now is what you all got announcements about, was our change in go-to-market strategy. I'm going to share out my screen here. There we go. You all seeing my screen live there?
Yep.
Perfect. Okay, good. Yeah, so Climbtech, again, there was an announcement that went out from Evergreen. We sent out an announcement from Werner. I know a lot of you folks have had contact with your Werner representative to talk through it. So I'm just going to summarize here. The Climbtech brand, a lot of you may know. Some of you may not know. If you don't know the brand, you definitely know the products. These products are tried and true, whether it's your lollipops or your I-beam sliders or your mega swivel anchors or your toggle bolts, your rescue ladders. They're staples in the marketplace that have been in place for years. And our change in go-to-market strategy that we announced was for Werner to become, with Climbtech, the exclusive and sole provider of these product solutions. And in order to do that and make that work, we had to do some things to make sure that we could provide an exact match in most cases. So whether that was color or the execution of that product and the removable bolt, like the concrete removable bolt anchor, we wanted to make sure that we had that dialed in and ready to go. So again, these products have been available from the market. So whether it was Pure Safety in any of its variants, so if it was Guardian or if it was web devices, the Faltech, if it's Safeways, if it's 3M, formerly DBI, if it's Miller, Honeywell, these products were available through them in the past, now available through Werner. And we've put things in motion to be able to make this as seamless as we can. We wanted to make sure we had inventory, had product built in, had everything all ready and ready to roll. So, with that, part of the piece that we sent out and communicated was this crossover list, and I won't go through all the detail of it. It's probably fairly small, but this crossover list was designed by competitive manufacturer to be able to have a quick reference to say, hey, if you were bringing in products from 3M, if you were bringing in products from Guardian or from Miller, here's going to be the exact corresponding match within the Werner system, and be able to help facilitate that. And that's your local representative from Werner is there to help in that process and to help move it across. Because again, we want that process to be seamless. As Don mentioned, all of these products then will flow in, to Werner now, and what you would have as far as a rebate and an incentive from that side. So, very excited about this, and again, we want to make sure that we make this as seamless of a transition as we can. And then also for those of you who may not be doing as much business with Werner, get a chance to really take a look at our fall protection line and see what we've got to offer there. So quick high-level overview. I'm going to turn it now over to Chris, and Chris is going to walk through the products from Climbtech, what's unique about them and some of the differentiation there. So Chris, take it away.
Thanks, Eric. Yep, Chris Vincent here from Austin, Texas. That's where Climbtech is located. We're a U.S. manufacturer of fall protection, specifically anchorage connectors, although we do have crossover into other categories in fall protection. And yeah, just going to go through some of the products that we make and OEM for players like Honeywell, 3M, Faltech, MSA, on down through the list. And that really starts with, by volume, the concrete anchorage connector products. In their, these OEMs, they differentiated with color. It's not a ton of differentiation there, but this is the concrete lollipop or the RB anchor. The way that this product works, pull the trigger down, goes into a 3/4 inch hole in concrete, so long as it's 3,000 PSI, and you have yourself a camming wedge anchor that's good for 5,000 pounds. This color blue is Werner's color. Green would be Honeywell, yellow would be Guardian. Those are all still available exclusively through Werner, just to make that transition seamless for your customers. They will get the same identical product made in the United States. It's just going to have a Werner label on it going forward. There is slight differentiation when it comes to 3M. They like to be different. But even still, we kept the trigger the same. This is the Protecta model, and it has a nice swivel D-ring on the end. It's a rigid connection point. Same color, different label. Says Werner instead of Protecta on it now. And then here's the DBI variant. This one's nice because it has this additional features, the hole plug, so that when it's put into that hole in concrete, this serves as a shield for dust, but also when it comes to removal, you simply press this plug down in and it disengages the wedge from the bottom of the hole. If you've seen these in the field, sometimes they get stuck. And the best thing I can tell you to do is make sure that the drill bit is sharp and new, because if it's not, it puts in an oblong hole, and make sure that the hole is as clean as possible. That concrete dust can get into the wedges and cause them to gum up. But as long as they're following the manual, 9 times out of 10, I can talk to the end user and show them how to remove that product if they're having issues going forward. But so yeah, long story short, all these little lollipops are now under the Werner brand because they bought us. So by volume, the next largest product category for us would be steel, specifically beam sliders. And our beam slider catalog, it's kind of like, it's biblical. We have all kinds of shapes and sizes, and really it's because our OEM partners wanted to differentiate themselves with regards to color, but also the way they look. This guy right here was developed for Eric Miller when he worked at 3M. That was a while ago. But it goes from 3 to 12-inch beams. It has silicon bronze inserts. That's a self-lubricating metal, meaning that it'll slide along those nasty I-beams and girders with ease. It also has the 360 swivel, which is nice because that mitigates connector rollout. This particular style beam slider uses a button, which is unique to some of the others. But it's green. If guys want them in green, we have them in green. This next product here is a beam slider. It's blue. It has a slightly different trigger mechanism. This is easier for guys that are wearing gloves. Rollers, again, to make it glide along the beam a lot nicer. This product was actually developed for DBI Sala, and it looks very similar to the one that they have in the catalog, down to the color. Swivel D-ring, rollers, silicon bronze inserts. These things weigh about 3.5 pounds, so they're very light, very strong. They're all certified at the .18, meaning that they are rated to 5,000 pounds, but the actual breaking strength is something like 9,000 pounds. We have a YouTube video showing how we break them here in Austin, Texas. This one is assembled in the USA. Nice product, aesthetic, and that really plays to the guys in the field. They want to have stuff that, guys want to have tools that look cool too, Jumping into this, this has actually been in the Werner catalog for quite a while. We developed this for Guardian fall protection. The entire paw on each side is silicon bronze. This looks more like your general construction product. It goes from 3 to 14 inches, about 3.2 pounds. It has a big brother that goes to 30, good for bridge work or anything with really big steel I-beams. I think Guardian called that the Minotaur, but yeah, basically that's a 30-inch version of this. Guardian markets this as the Beamer 3000. It has 2 sides that adjust to the middle, just like that. And so another interesting thing about how these are tested is we always test them in their weakest mode, right? So if you ever see beam slider testing and they have the beamers brought all the way into the middle and they pick up a truck, it's like, okay, that's good for you, but you're not really testing it the way that you should be testing it. That's when the paws are fully extended. So that's just a nice little nugget of information for you. I can't show you the other one, but we do have one more. I'm not going to show you too much, but that'll launch in May. And that's single-sided, sorry. Probably gonna get in trouble for that one. So next one here is the mega swivel anchors. So by volume, we made almost 60,000 of these products last year. Sold roughly half that in beam sliders, and then mega swivels coming up as the third largest product category for us. This is a 10,000 pound anchor. What's nice about it is that it flip-flops and rotates 360 degrees, all again to mitigate connector rollout. And if you guys, a refresher on connector rollout is basically carabiners and snap hooks breaking at the gate because they get side loaded. And what this swiveling action and flip-flopping does is that it'll auto-correct under load, right? What's really nice about these is their versatility. So this is with a concrete fastener. You can buy the fasteners in 10 packs to this as well, but you can also have these work with a steel bolt. This is grade 8. They work with grade 5 just fine. It's 5/8, lock nut and lock washer. So they're very versatile. We have weld-on pucks available for these in both stainless and plated steel, backer plates. We've made custom brackets, you name it. As far as anchoring goes, this is kind of like, it does it all. Rated at 10,000 pounds, works great with horizontal lifeline systems if that's what the system is rated for. But we do have them also in a little bitty 5,000 pound version. Pricing is really just a little bit less, but a lot of people opt for the 10,000 pound version. And then we have them in stainless steel as well. Stainless steel, honestly, it looks great, it feels great, but it is that much more expensive. Good for clean rooms, outdoor environments where there's a lot of moisture. Rated at 5,000 pounds. It also has a concrete and steel fastener as well. Yes. This is kind of a cool product. This is marketed as the ground up anchor from Guardian. We actually developed this for them. So this is kind of like this is a lollipop. This is a lollipop on a really long stick. And what that does is you can install and remove this product from the ground. So the bottom of this grip goes into a painter's pole. You can load the lollipop into the grip from the ground. You can clip your SRL into it before you get on your ladder or scissor lift. You should probably use a Werner ladder. That's what I'm now being paid to say. And then this receiver would be embedded in the concrete before the pour, right? So this is a precast solution. We do have bolt-on receivers available. We have a turning center in Austin to where we can make these receivers custom if the opportunity is big enough. So these are made in the United States. But clip your SRL on the bottom of this, swivel D-ring, from the ground with a painter's pole up to 18 feet. You can install this anchor, go up on your scissor lift, Werner ladder, perform the job, whether it's HVAC panel or switching out a light bulb, whatever. Go back down to the ground. From the ground, this can be retrieved. So it's a really innovative product. Again, it shows well. You can bring this to your customers. It's a great party trick. It's like, hey, it's 5,000 pound anchor from the ground, and then you can remove it once you're done. It's an elegant solution, right? This product debuted in the Pacific Northwest at the Apple campus, which is kind of like the Starship Enterprise and the Pentagon had a baby. It's really, really technologically advanced, and they wanted clean anchor points. So it's a high-end product. And they just love the technology more than anything. Going back to beam sliders, this guy's a little heavy, but just to show you, we have a fixed beam anchor as well. It doesn't slide. You put it on the beam and it doesn't move. 360-degree swivel. This product's pretty cool. It's new, and it does everything that the competition doesn't in regards to ease of use. And the last two products I wanted to touch on are really interesting because they are innovations that were brought to us by members of actually this group. No naming names, but you guys are the industry experts. Nobody in this call is going to be naive to say that they know everything about fall protection, especially with regards to all the different applications. So this particular product came to Climbtech, and it works with wood, and specifically wood trusses. So like your attic, you know, during the construction of a home, guys are walking around those beams and they're using pretty sketchy fall protection, sometimes just cross-arm straps, and those don't work all the time. So basically, you screw this into the wood truss, and it's an anchor point you can clip into. Notice how simple it is. It's because oftentimes roofers need very inexpensive products. That's just the culture. But this one, well, it works with pine, and that's tricky because pine's really soft. But we're proud to say that this is an innovation that came from the Evergreen Group and one of its members. So we are receptive to your feedback. We can innovate based on what you bring to us. Wait a second, I got one more. Oh, this came from the Evergreen Group too, or at least one of its members. So this is a mechanical solution to concrete web straps. And the way that this works is kind of like a blue banger, but this is installed into wood decking prior to the pour. So this goes in formwork, right? This gets screwed in and attached. Concrete is then poured on top. The decking is wrecked out, and it creates an anchor point in that concrete that you can screw a 10K mega swivel to. So what's interesting about this is that unlike concrete web straps, if something goes wrong during the pour and this thing gets kicked over to the side, you're not going to be able to clip your fall protection to it because it won't be there in the concrete. Concrete web straps, are susceptible from damage from the sun. If there's wind blowing through them, they can fray. And 9 times out of 10, they're installed by a contractor that isn't the one performing the work and having to clip into them. So if not installed properly, they can pull right through the concrete. This solves all that, and we made them as cheap as possible so that there isn't a big heartache when it comes to converting the customer over. These actually, we had a big job. The Texas Instruments facility in Dallas last year put these in, and it's something like 11,000 of these particular products were put all over that campus, we'll call it. And then 4,000 or 5,000 of those mega swivels went in. What's nice about them is that they can move those mega swivels around to everywhere they see this orange ring in the ceiling. So it's a very nice product. It stays with the building. You're not just cutting it afterwards. And yeah, those are just examples of solutions that we were able to come up with based on feedback from members of this group. So we'll always defer to your knowledge, your application specific issues, and we are a US manufacturer that was an innovation house for 20 OEMs. With the acquisition, we're funneling all that to opportunities brought to us through Werner. So the bandwidth at Climbtech and the engineering capacity there, we got people that can make stuff, and we've been doing it collectively. The experience is well over 200 years as far as the engineering capacity, and we can do it fast. So if you guys have ideas, I want to leave that with you. Think about those and how you want to present them, and we'll take a look at what you got, because honestly, this partnership is very important to Werner and Climbtech, and we want to grow that partnership the best way possible, which is innovating new products, I think, so you guys can have that competitive advantage in the field. That's all I got.
Awesome. Can we answer questions, Kevin? Is that possible?
Yep.
Anybody have any questions?
Hey, can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we got you, Gary.
Yeah.
Hey, so if I've got 3 different brands of beamers, can I tell the person just to stock one brand and whatever system they're using, DBI or whatever, just use that beamer and everything will be fine?
Yeah, you know, essentially, if you're saying, yeah, can you mix brands of products and kind of consolidate into one? Absolutely, we'd love to help you with that. You know, as long as we know what you're using, we can help cross that to an item here, and absolutely, you can have an opportunity to then consolidate that.
I think anything that you have bought.
You bring up a really interesting point. You know, so the manuals, you know, Honeywell may claim that this is a 400-pound tank, but for user capacity is 410 pounds. This is 310 pounds per ANSI. That kind of thing we've identified because Climbtech controls the documentation on all of those. Werner made a really key hire this year on the technical side of the technical product guy. They brought on Kevin Dennis, who has 27 years of technical product expertise. He's from Gravitech, which was a training center and testing center for the entire industry. So with that, we have the ability to generate letters in a timely fashion. If any of your end users are saying, well, we got to use the Miller version of this because of X, Y, and Z specifications. Well, Climbtech's the OEM manufacturer, and we have a technical writer that can produce documentation on that crossover if it ever comes up. So, Gary, that's a really good question. And sorry if I dove into it maybe a little bit more than I should.
That was great, Chris. Thank you.
For the concrete anchors, is there any latitude on the brands of bolt that we use in there? Or is it specified to one specific manufacturer?
This guy?
Yes, sir.
Well, for concrete, you got to use this one. And I'll tell you why. And to be completely transparent, this is manufactured by Powers, but we have an OEM relationship with Powers, and we actually modify this bolt so that it can accommodate the swivel. And also all the testing that was done is for this particular fastener. Now, there are some Hilti products out there that we understand are fantastic, specifically the ones that have the snap-off cap and the ones that screw into the concrete. So as a part of our new product pipeline, Climbtech and Werner are developing an entire line of products that include other manufacturers' fasteners. So answer is yes, but understand that if you have end users that love the Hilti product or another manufacturer's product and the opportunity is good, we can perform that testing here in Austin with those fasteners in conjunction with these, give you all the proper documentation so that everything is simpatico. Again, that was a long-winded answer, sorry.
That's good. Any other questions? All right, looks like Richard's submitting his PO. All right, so just to summarize, I'll go through just a couple of things, maybe just to recap. So number one, ordering. Whatever you ordered that was a Climbtech product in the past through an OEM, a 3M, a Guardian, is still available. Colors, all of that, still available. You're just gonna order it through us now. And all you have to know is, here was the model number that I used to order from X other supplier, pick Guardian, and we will give you the crossover. When you place the order now, just use this model number through Werner, and boom, you're gonna get your product. All supplies available, we're fully stocked. We're taking orders, we're ready to go. That's number one. Number two, I think just listening to Chris, right? We got an expert, and he is ready, on the ready to do training, to walk you through more specifics, to help you with anything that you need specific to this category. He is our expert, and we're proud and really excited to have him. He is somebody that you should absolutely leverage. Wade, for you, as we think about what Chad's doing here, later in the year, we should incorporate this, because I think there's a lot of benefit in terms of just having this as its own cutout in terms of training and development around how it works, what the products are, and we can become really efficient. And then the last thing, Werner finally has something that nobody else does. That's what this product represents. We have something that nobody else does. This product is only available through us, and it puts us, I think, in in a position to continue to serve you in the way that you expect from us. You want a wider group of products that come through our fall protection line. I think this definitely fills it out and puts us in a great spot to continue to supply you, not just in ladders and boxes and truck, but also in fall protection with a good breadth of inventory and product as well. So with that, Eric, I'm going to throw it back to you just to close things out. And if there's no other questions, we are finished.
Yeah, hey, thanks again, guys. And I think that was well said, Don. You know, this we wanted to really focus on, and as Chris showed you as an expert that he is, you know, the product range and what's there. There is one high volume item, but there's a lot of items that are there. So there's a lot of things that we put together to make it seamless, you know, and as far as the transition. And then, you know, we're really excited about the next phase of this, which is the product development and the innovation, because Climbtech has done that. They've got a history in that. You know, a lot of our in-house innovation has been, as you guys know, has been around harnesses, and Climbtech has another viewpoint. So the two groups together fit really well. So it's really complementary. So yeah, we're excited. We're going to be able to take this, and, you know, excited to continue to develop it with all of you guys.
I think that's it.
If there's no other questions, we appreciate everybody's time today. Appreciate the Werner team. I mean, this is exciting stuff. We're looking forward to this year with this. And Werner's a great partner with Evergreen, and we'll just see new heights, I think, going forward. Bill, do you have anything?
I think, yeah, thanks, Kevin. I think the only thing, wanted to make sure everybody knows this has been recorded, and Don and the team with Werner and between Werner and Climbtech will have access to this if anybody would need it, want to review it, etc. Because I think Chris's demonstrations and walkthrough of the product line was excellent. So thanks again, everybody.
All right. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Everyone.